Hey, everybody, welcome to the OK Dad Relax podcast. This is episode 5 or 6. I don't even know.
Something
They're
like
running.
that.
Yeah, so what? So I'm going to jump right into it. My name's John Silk, and this is my son,
I'm Gage.
Gage Silk. And first thing I want to jump into is something we both got wrong, and that is World Cup. Spain
Oh yeah.
won. Spain
Uh,
dominated France. And I know you said it's possibility that it could happen, but you were definitely leaning more towards France. Were
yeah.
you surprised?
Yeah, I was surprised. I mean, like you said, I said that there was a possibility last time, and you saw it in the defense. They only let up one goal the entire tournament, which is
It's
ridiculous.
insane. Yeah.
I think it's the best ever. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
the previous was two. The record was two.
So that's absolutely ridiculous. So they deserve it. I mean, that's amazing. They went through a tough course. Obviously, they beat Spain or beat France. They beat Argentina at the end there. So I mean, more power to them. That was awesome. Good for them.
Yeah, I was not annoyed. I don't want people to get the wrong way, but I didn't get to watch it because we had family in town. Your cousins were here, and we went to Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg that day, so I didn't really get to see it. We went to a bar to get some food, and I got to see part of the second half, but we didn't get to see the final. So I was
Yeah.
definitely sad about that. So if for people that don't see it, by the way, you got the new background, new house. How's it coming so far?
It's good. It's good. We just pretty much got everything moved in. We got everything set up past couple days. It's a lot nicer than the house that we were at before. So any upgrade we'll take, and obviously the background lighting is better. So I'm happy.
Yeah, it looks good. You enjoying setting it up and getting everything. You've not even been there a week. What is it? 4 days now? five
uh,
days?
no, actually, yesterday was a week from the move-in day because you came down the Wednesday before. So
Oh, that's right. It is
yeah,
Wednesday. Wow.
so it's been a week
Okay.
and a day now. And I
Big
mean, yeah,
yard.
we got a huge yard. We have a dog here, so it's really nice to have the yard. It's really coming together, so I'm happy.
So, question, is this going to be the party house for all your buddies or
No, 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 no. We're all too old for that at this point. I think
too
more of
old?
like a more of
Whopping
like a
22.
gathering, more of like a gathering house. If we're if there's a big game or something like that, we might have some people over. We have a nice yard to host, so maybe, but
That's awesome.
nothing too crazy.
Well, congrats. Me and your mom are
Thank
happy.
you,
We're glad you got someplace comfortable. So,
much
I know
appreciated.
she's looking forward to coming up and seeing it. All right. So, I'm going to jump right in. Last Thursday night, Trump gave a national address. The crazy part is everybody knew it was coming, and the big three networks plus CNN decided they were not going to cover it. It was about election fraud.
All right.
All the investigating they've been doing, and they found a minimum of 250,000 illegal votes cast. Um, that's horrible. It's unacceptable. You know, for years since he's been saying he was robbed of the election in 2020, the media has been saying, "Oh, there's no cases of voter fraud. There's none. What evidence? What proof?" And now he holds a press conference or conference, releases a ton of documentation, and before he even got off the air, the media was trying to debunk it, saying it was it's generated, it's false. They made this stuff up. What do you think about that? You think there's voter fraud going on?
I mean, absolutely. There's voter fraud going on. I think there probably hasn't been an election since ever that there wasn't some sort of or voting fraud going on. I think it's definitely become more of like a big deal with there's a lot of electronic. We're doing a lot of mail-in voting, stuff like that. So I think that opens the door to a lot more voting fraud. Um, but that is crazy. 250,000. I mean that could change a whole election right there.
And that's just the states that are cooperating. The blue states are not cooperating with the investigation. So the big ones, California, New York, Illinois, Massachusetts, they're not sharing their data, which is crazy. And I don't know if you saw in the news that the Jersey governor actually came out yesterday and said that 6,500 illegals were registered to vote in their state due to a computer error, but that only 400 had voted. They said it was a computer glitch, but the company that they send the information to that does the driver's license stuff, they said that it's not on them, it's up to the state to verify it, and that it was actually 35,000, not 6,500. So, I'm sorry, but if somebody's telling me 6,500 and it's 3,500, it just makes me think, or 35,000, they know and they're hiding it.
Absolutely.
I think immigration, or excuse me, election fraud is so huge right now. The COVID just screwed it up for everybody with those mail-in ballots. I was
Right,
in the
right.
army. I would vote absentee ballot. I would get my absentee ballot sent to me in the mail. I had to sign up for it and tell them why. They would send me the ballot. When it got back, they would check it against my signature on file to verify it was me. But now they're not even doing the signature verification anymore. So it's insane. I think it's just ripe for corruption with what's going on. Plus the electronics that you're talking about.
Absolutely. And I mean, with them not, or with you were saying that a lot of states weren't cooperating, that just makes it even more like
More
telling
sus.
of,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a little more suspicious is why aren't you cooperating? I'm not, like I've made it clear, I'm not a huge Trump guy, but that is crazy. That's insane. I mean, why wouldn't they
agreed.
cooperate there? That's ridiculous.
So, speaking of which, a lot, like I said, that was just illegal voters. That's not counting people using other people's names. That's not counting people that are dead or have been on the voter rolls for 50 years who died back in the 70s, 80s. Those people are still on the voter rolls and are getting mail-in ballots sent to them in some states. And the illegal part is what really bothers me. The fact I did an article, for those of you who don't know, I write for 13fox.com, all spelled out. I did an article a few years ago, because I remember back when Bill Clinton was president and he did this thing because voting was down and they wanted younger people to get involved. And he came out with this thing when he first got elected called Motor Voter. That's what it was called, Motor Voter. And it was basically, we're going to tie your registration for voting to when you get your driver's license. So if you get a driver's license, you're automatically registered to vote. Well, then somewhere around the year 2000 or late 90s, California decided we have so many illegal immigrants here, we're going to give them driver's licenses because we want them to be safe on the road too. We're going to make them take the test or whatever. Even though they're not a resident of the United States, we want to give them licenses. Nobody talked about anything about the whole motor voter thing. And the crazy part is they put on the application, are you a U.S. citizen, yes or no? If you checked yes, you were registered to vote. If you checked no, you were not registered to vote. If you didn't check any box, it automatically defaulted to registering the person to vote. So all they had to do is just not check that box. They weren't lying, but they still got the right to vote. And I feel like that's when everything first started. And I think, I'm not going to lie, California is so overwhelmingly Democrat and they're so packed with legal immigrants. I feel like I could confidently say there are tens of thousands of illegals voting in their elections out there.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's not like, a Republican was ever going to win California again anyways, but it is that, I mean, that makes a big difference, that especially in like more rural areas, where there's like, in parts of California, there's not that many people. Obviously, you have your big centers where it's LA, Sacramento, stuff like that. But in the rural areas, 10,000 people makes a huge difference.
Yeah, well, especially like the farm country. They have
Right.
the valley. I can't remember the valley that they grow all the food out there, all the fruits and vegetables, and that's where the majority of the illegals go to every year to pick the crops. If there's huge farms, then the population is very limited. But suddenly you have 10,000 illegal immigrants voting. That's going to skew that's going to skew things very sadly.
Very much.
What really gets me is that the way that the Democrats talk out of both sides of their mouths. Um, yes, I'm a conservative. I truly admit, I freely admit it. But when you talk about getting voter ID, they automatically go to some people can't get IDs, they can't afford IDs. And if one person can't vote, then it ruins the whole system. Um, that's just ridiculous because you can get an ID in any state, even if you have no money, and you don't have to have a driver's license. They'll just give you an identification. Um, but the way I look at it, for every, they talk about one person not being able to vote or two people or whatever because they don't know how to get IDs. Um, for every immigrant that votes, illegal immigrant that votes, it cancels out a citizen. So is that not just as bad as a person not getting to vote? You know what I mean?
In a way, absolutely. If you look at it that way, yeah, I can see where your point is there.
Yeah, every person's vote should count. So
Absolutely.
if someone that's not supposed to vote is voting, then it's taking somebody else's away. Or if somebody's voting multiple times or in multiple states, that's it's not just illegals, it's not just dead people, it's people registered in different states. I mean, when your grandfather died, we were in Florida for years before we moved. Even when we moved to Tennessee in 2009. Your grandfather died in 2010. In the 2016 election, I was still getting ballots for your grandfather. They were sending me in the mail. They were sending me all his stuff. And I'm like, that's crazy because that's another aspect that to me it's on purpose. This is not accidental. Many states will not purge their voter rolls. So they won't go through and clear out all the people that have died or moved to another state. They have the capability with the technology now. They just refuse to do it. And people actually take them to court to try to get them to do it. And a lot of times their liberal judges just refuse to force them to do it. And I think that's crazy. If I think it's getting so bad. I really want, I don't care if it's the SAVE Act or something else, but we just need to clean up the system. We need to get rid of the mail-in ballots. I think we need to purge all voter rolls, just delete everybody, and everybody has to come in and re-register, and with proof of citizenship, with proof of address. It might be a little difficult, but it's got to get done. It's got to be fixed.
I agree. I mean, that would unfortunately probably never happen with the
No,
way that they
agreed.
refuse to get even the simplest things done. But it's definitely necessary. Absolutely. I mean, that's ridiculous that we were still getting ballots for pop pop, and that was six
5
years
years after he
later.
died. Yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's absolutely
I think the other thing that we need to fix is the early voting. It used to be early voting was like a week. There are states now where you could vote 6 weeks before the election day. So I feel like the simplest fix is the general election is always the first Monday or first Tuesday in November. I think that they should make Monday or Tuesday a national holiday, like where you, not necessarily a holiday, but where employers have to give their employees like 5 hours off to vote and get paid for it. And you get to choose. You can give somebody off on Tuesday, but then you can give another person off on Monday. That way you can't be all, if you only have one or two employees, it gives you a little bit of flexibility.
right.
I think 6 weeks. I mean, we know that people are voting in one state and then going and voting in another state with a different ID or where they previously lived, and there's just so much opportunity for fraud. You can't tell me it's not happening.
Especially with that type of time span. I mean, 6 weeks, that's so much
Six
time to
weeks.
tamper with anything that you
Yes,
can think of.
it's crazy.
That's a little, yeah, that's too much.
It's crazy. All right, so I'm going to get off of that. You know what? The only other thing I wanted to talk to you about along those lines is um, what do you think, or your peers, like, give me a general idea of discussions that you guys might have about illegal immigrants. Like, how many people are here illegally? Do you think that they should all be shipped up and shipped out, or do you think only criminals, or how do you feel about it?
I think I mean, a lot of them have been here for 15 years now. I mean, they were saying that there's 11 million in 2011 that I remember. Um, and so, I mean, a lot of them have integrated, and a lot of them are, you know, members of society at this point. So I don't really think you can ship people like that off. But obviously you want to get the criminals out if they're over here committing crimes, making it a worse country. Get them out of here, absolutely. But like I said, a lot of them have been here for 15 plus years. It's a part of their lives now. Giving them a shot. If they're working, if they're contributing to society, I mean, so be it. That's
Okay.
fine.
So that 11 million, I'll tell you right now, they've been saying 12 million since the 90s. There's no way that number has stayed 12 million since the 90s, and you can't convince me otherwise. And
Nah.
since the Biden thing where he let in, they're estimating that it's at least 10 million. I feel confident to say there's at least 30 to 50 million illegal immigrants in this country. And
Yeah.
even if 20% are criminals, I'm throwing a number out there. I know it's probably high. That's if there's 20 million, so let's say 25 million, we'll go right in the middle. That's still 5 million people that are criminals and be deported. That leaves 20 million people. We always hear your generation, and I'm not picking on you, just
Hmm.
people getting out of college early mid 20s, and all we hear about is the cost of everything, especially housing. That is 20 million extra people that you're competing with for living space. You
Oh
think that
no,
helps with
absolutely.
housing costs?
No, and that I 100% agree with.
I
There's
think
too many people.
the meteoric rise of housing costs coincides with the meteoric rise of population from other countries,
I don't think that's
especially
it,
because
but
government is also helping to fund houses for them and people that can't afford it.
yeah, and that's crazy, especially when, most of the people that were born here, raised here, can't afford that. The people
Correct.
of my generation.
And that's
Um,
what I'm saying. If you want those extra 20, 30 million people staying here, you're going to pay for it as well. And that goes for all the resources, which is another reason prices soar.
yeah, but that's
If
not the whole reason that the
I didn't
housing
say that's
market
the
is
whole
so
reason.
great.
I'm
No,
not
no, I
saying,
get what
but
you're saying.
that's
It doesn't
definitely a
help.
huge portion of it. I
Yeah.
mean, I hope you're a believer of supply and demand.
I mean, yeah, as we all should be.
So
It's just
if there's 50 million households in America, probably more than that, probably 80 million households in America, and there's 50 million Americans competing for those, and now you add another 20 million people, the cost is going to go up. There's
agreed.
no doubt
Absolutely.
about it.
Absolutely, that's true. But I mean, the cost of things today is outrageous. I mean, I don't think
For a reason,
the
Gage.
illegal. I know, but I don't think the illegal immigrants that have been here for 15 years making government checks and 15 and 20 an hour. I don't think they can afford those $400,000 houses either. So I don't know.
So
There's
I
definitely part of it.
empathize. I empathize with people that have been here for 15, 20 years or people that were born here.
Hmm.
My thought is, okay, if you were born here because your parents were legal, we'll give you an opportunity to stay, but the parents can't. I'm hard on this. I'm cold on this. If you're not supposed to be in this country and you stayed here, whether your student visa expired and you stayed, whether you snuck across the border or any other method, if you're not supposed to be here, you automatically, by definition, are a criminal. You may not be a violent criminal, but you are a criminal because you broke the United States law, which says that you're not allowed to be here.
That's true. I mean,
So,
by definition, yes, that is true. I find it hard. A lot of people, they did escape a shitty life to get to a better one and make a better, and they have made a better one. And so to take that away is tough. I know that they are criminals, but I mean, shit. If you speed, you're a criminal. So it
our resources are limited. Our
yes,
money is limited, and there are 7.5 billion people probably out of the 8.5 billion. At least 5 billion would want to come here. You
this is
can't
true.
allow it because eventually you get overwhelmed, and that's the problem. Is we're reaching that point already. We're getting
We are.
saturated with people that shouldn't be here. So to me, it's time to clean house.
I agree that there should be some level of cleaning house done. I don't know if I'm as far on getting everybody out, but definitely there should be some level of getting people out of here.
I think a good way to speed things up, because I know people hate ICE just going around rounding people up that aren't
Hmm.
criminals. Let
Hmm.
ICE round up the criminals. I say use the military. Military has a large. Hold on, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying go house to house or anything like that, but our judges are overwhelmed. We only have a finite number of judges. We have plenty of military officers who have been in court proceedings, judicial officers, things along those lines, who could assist hearing cases of people who want to stay here. They can weigh and measure, and that way you could speed up the process. You could probably bring in tens of thousands of military officers who have participated in court proceedings um, to hear these cases. I think we got to do something to speed it up
Absolutely.
because it only took just in the Biden's term, it only took 4 years to get over 10 million here. At the rate we're going to get 10 million out, it's going to take 40 years. And
Yeah.
by that point, the people that were here already will say, "Oh, we've been here 20 years." So
Right.
I think we got to start moving up. We got to move the process ahead. And if you want a court hearing, if you want it, let's go. Let's prove your worth. Prove that you had a job. Prove that you didn't pay taxes under somebody else's social security number, which is a huge thing. That's how they get past the e-verify, is they use stolen credit card numbers. But if you pay taxes, you're not in trouble. You start a family and you have neighbors that can vouch for you. I have zero problem letting them stay on a temporary basis, some kind of 20 more years, and we'll give you citizenship or something along those lines. But I don't want to just grant amnesty to people. I don't want to throw everybody out. I think some people, if they're good members of society, should be allowed here.
Right.
But we definitely got to do something quick because we can't keep going like this.
And that I will agree with you on. That it's getting out of hand for sure.
It is. Okay. All right. So what else are we talking about? Oh, movies. I want to talk about this. So for the next podcast, I'm sure it'll be sometime next week. I wanted to give each other assignments. I wanted you to give me a movie that I haven't seen, something that your generation likes, and vice versa. I want to give you a movie that I haven't seen. So I'm going to go first, and this is um, I'm sure you would think it would be a mob or a comedy or something like that. I'm going to go with a drama slash romance a little bit, but
Okay.
it's a drama. It's called Legends of the Fall. It's Brad Pitt. What is it? Aiden Quinn. I'm trying to forget the old man that plays Hannibal Lecter. What's his name? Anthony
Oh yeah.
Hopkins.
Okay.
Anthony Hopkins. Um, it's a good movie about a family out west in the like right after World War I. It's a long one. It's probably 2.5, 3 hours,
Okay.
but great scenery. So if you have a big TV, watch it on the big TV. Don't watch it on your phone. Awesome soundtrack, and it's an awesome story. I'd love to hear what you thought about it.
Yeah, I'll check that out. Actually, that sounds pretty interesting. I love it. I love to change up the uh, category here and there.
Yeah,
Don't have to all
it's
watch
it's a good
mob.
movie for a date night too.
Okay.
Women are like they get moist watching that shit. All right, so what do you got for me? What do you want me to see?
So
I'm gonna write it down. Go ahead.
I'll give you this one first. It's a movie called Midsummer. It's kind of a horror movie. I'd say more along the lines of like psychological kind of thriller.
Okay.
There's not like any like jump scares, anything like that, really. But it's like a so they go out to a camp. There's no actors you really would recognize. It's an A24 film, so it's a really small
Oh, I like that.
budget.
Yeah. Is that
Yeah.
Amazon? A24? No,
I don't
just an
know.
independent studio.
Yeah, it's just independent studio. And so they're out. They basically are in a cult. They get recruited to a cult, and it kind of gets unwound throughout the movie. It's really good, really interesting. It's kind of gory, kind of violent, but
I'm
makes
fine
you
with
think a
that.
little bit.
Okay.
It's a little weird.
So you said first. That means you have another one for me?
Yeah, and I know you're not really, and we've talked about it. You're not really an anime guy, and I've kind of gotten away from watching a bunch of anime. I used to a lot, but there is one movie that did stick with me, and it's called Akira. It's from the '80s, old anime movie. It's about like a motorcycle gang it takes place in 2019 is the year that it takes place,
So
and
7 years ago?
yes, but it's the future, and so
The
it's all
future past?
futuristic.
Yeah.
Yes, it is the future past. But it's about some guy getting psychic abilities, but it's from a bunch of government experimentation that kind of gets
So it's actually like
unraveled.
a movie. I've never
Yeah,
seen
it's a movie. It's a
anime.
movie. It's hour 30, I think, or 2 hours
Okay.
long.
Okay. All right. And then for you, it's Legends of the Fall, and they probably add up together. Your two movies are probably the same length as mine, but
I would
I think you'll
say,
like it.
yeah,
I know there's
2 hour and a
another
half
movie.
movies.
Like we get together all the time, and I'm always like, oh my god, I can't believe you haven't seen that movie. And
Oh,
I
it's the mob movie.
like Casino or Goodfellas,
No, not Casino or Goodfellas.
Godfather.
No, no, I've seen all those.
Okay.
It's golly, it's gonna bother me now.
Do you
We're gonna
remember
have
what
to
it's
figure it
about?
out.
Did I tell you what it's about or anything?
No, I know it's Pacino.
Oh, Carlito's Way.
Yes, Carlito's Way. That's what it was.
Yeah, there's mob in it, but he's a criminal trying to reform himself.
Okay.
So yeah, let's add that to the list then, since you gave me two.
All right. I'll watch both of them then.
All
I
right.
have
So
I have
you
free
have to
time.
promise you'll watch it.
I'll watch.
You're not back in school yet,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I'm not back in school yet. I get my classes scheduled on Monday actually.
Okay. So you have until next week. So all right, let's try to get this done on Monday or Tuesday, the next
Yeah.
podcast, and we'll go over that. All right. So, all right, we're at 26 minutes. Let's wrap it up. I did want to ask you, and I think I could put on screen while I'm doing the producing. Did you want to share your social medias for people to follow you, like Instagram?
Yes. I mean, sure, absolutely.
And it's what? It's Gage underscore Silk.
Gage.cylc on Instagram.
Gage.Silk. All right. And by the time we see this, or when people are watching it, hopefully I'll be able to flash it on the screen.
Yeah.
And I am 13FoxJohn, all spelled out. 13FoxJohn. And we are, let's see, what is it? Okay, Dad, relax, I think. I don't know
Yeah.
if there's any dots in the Instagram page, but
I don't believe so.
all right. But we are on excuse me. We're on Spotify. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook as well.
Yeah.
And we'll get out of here. Gage, you got anything before we go?
No, thank y'all for watching. Yeah, go follow us on all the socials and yeah, see y'all next time.
If you see us on Reels or on Instagram, any little reels going, definitely please feel free to share.
Yes, share, repost, all that.
All right, folks. Thanks for watching, Gage. Have a good rest of your day, bud.
You as well.
All right, bye.
Bye.